As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the Polish Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing ROC Esports. It is Spirit. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Red Protoss player, representing Astronaut Esports. It is NightPhoenix. And if you're in the chat, it's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our PvT. Coming into this, we just saw NightPhoenix have his way with Jomek in a Protoss versus Protoss matchup, but now he's up against one of the best Terran players in all of Europe. He's up against Spirit, the best Terran in all of Poland at least, and it's not going to be easy here. Now, I do think that NightPhoenix can be quite comparable and can threaten Spirit 100%, but we'll see as well what kind of form Spirit is in. Spirit, he was on a bit of a hiatus. He did take a bit of a break at the start of the year. He was playing a lot of StarCraft Evolution, spending less time playing open tournaments and open cups and SE2, but of course with the revelation, with the arrival of the new season of EWC, he's back on that horse, joining a new team. And Spirit, he is once again on that grind. Whether or not Spirit travels to DreamHack Dallas, yet to be determined. We'll find out in the coming days, I'm sure. And we did hear that that Jimmy, he's going to DreamHack Dallas, which is exciting. Exciting to hear. Jimmy. Like, there are some players that have announced on social media that they're going to be going, but we don't have full confirmation of the list of players yet. As Spirit does open up economically, racks expand out of Spirit's single gas opener. This is a breath of fresh air. If you've been watching the channel over the past like 2 weeks, we've seen so much double gas play from players like Clem, from Cure, from Björn, from Percival of course as well. Like, we've been seeing a lot of aggressive builds in this matchup. I appreciate the Spirit opening up economically. Let's go. I appreciate it, Pappy. I appreciate it. Something less intense. We have the bunker on the way. Now, this does allow NightPhoenix to be more comfortable back at home. He does keep his probe alive across the map, but it gives him more freedom. Back at home, it's going to be Twilight Council opener. Meanwhile, speaking of freedom, my apologies, because Spirit, he moves out with the SEV, and oh, this is not lined up for a proxy starport. The factory's already done. It is a starport across the map, but yeah, this is I mean, it's only a couple seconds late, okay? Only a couple seconds late. The starport is on the way. Here come the Hellions. Now, the goal here is proxy medevac into a Hellion drop into the main. Ideally, you do want it lined up, where you have 4 Hellions and the medevac moving out. Alternatively, this could be instead 4 Hellions and not a medevac. This could be a Liberator. So you have Hellions to harass the natural and then a Liberator for the main. So we have options here. But traditionally, this should be a medevac drop. Meanwhile, we're going into Glaives? NightPhoenix. What's good? Nice, is that you? The last player that I've seen go Glaive Adepts in this matchup was, I mean, I remember Nice doing it at the time when he's Protoss player, but actually in recent times we saw someone else do this. It wasn't SOS. No. But it was another. What am I thinking of? Was it Nightmare? It might have been Nightmare. It might have been Nightmare versus Bunny in the GSO qualifiers, maybe, but yeah, this is a very a very niche build that we rarely get to see and rarely experience. I'm not too convinced by it, but best of luck to NightPhoenix, as Adepts are going to be warping across the map. Hellions move out for their drop. How many Hellions? Ooh, only 2. Yeah, 2 Hellions went down. So this is a weakened medevac drop here. It should have been 4. But only 2, which means he cannot one-shot. He can't one-shot probes. He has to 2-shot instead. Well, he goes off, gets 1 probe so far. At the same time, Adepts, they get across the map. They deny mining at the natural. Nice damage here by NightPhoenix. Same time, 4 probe kills, and he's not done. Delayed warp in. Delayed warp in, delayed response. The probes are lining up. 11 probes. Oh my god, this should not have done damage. Again, it was only 2 Hellions, but 12 workers fall across the map. Adepts are denying mining, but this pales in comparison. This is not enough, not yet. Adepts, they dive on the Cyclone. Cyclone barely gets away. Getting a couple more SCVs. 3 SCV kills, getting just 3 for now. There's the mass repair. And again, this was a cheeky build here by NightPhoenix, but so far it has not paid for itself, not yet. Now we can still try to target down that Cyclone. Oh. Does not yet commit. More depth warping in. At this point, he's all in. It's just 2 base all in here by NightPhoenix. 4 gateways. Glaive Adepts. Flaps on the Marines. Diving on the initial Cyclone. Breaks through the Marines, though. Not bad. Marines, they melt against the Glaive Adepts. Yes, Spirit getting a little bit too cavalier there, getting a little bit too overeager. Boys being pulled, more SCVs going to be going down. Decent damage here by NightPhoenix. Getting another 7, 8, 9 SCVs. And this is good damage, getting up to 12 SCVs. Oh my god! Getting the whole mineral line, 14! Can we get 15? Can we keep going? Let's say threaten the shade. Spirit fortifying himself, and NightPhoenix does take a worker lead. Now, what's scary, what's concerning is no forge, no upgrades, and no third base. We have 2 more gates on the way. NightPhoenix refusing to expand. At this point, he could have. A choice was made. I mean, he is all in to begin with, so just double down. Yeah, more gates. Jesus. So he's going into a follow-up 2-gate, 8-gate all in. With Blink Stalkers instead. That's a lot of gateways, and 2 bases can barely sustain 8 gates like production. Barely. Oh my god, Jesus. Forcing friendly fire, not bad. Does force some friendly fire. Once again, cheeky moves there by NightPhoenix. Say threaten another shade. Spirit, he moves out with the drop. As he moves out, NightPhoenix, do we move in? How many adepts? 15. 15 adepts so far. He can try to dive on 1 tank. He's going for it. There we go. Does split. 1 tank goes down. The other tank does get extra volleys off though. 1, 2, 3 volleys. But the tank does fall. Bunker still stands strong. We just have to be out of range of the bunker. Drop across the map. There's a defensive warp in. And NightPhoenix defense back at home. He's trying to break through into the main. A very chaotic game state. The boys are being pulled. SCV's going to be going down. And FSA do try to get away. Getting another 11 SCV kills. Another 11 SCVs. Back at home. He defends. Cleans up the drop. Does clean up. Does pull out. 28 SCVs left here for Spirit. Spirit, he does have a 3rd CC, so he has extra mules. Mules are keeping him in this game. The Blink Stalkers have arrived. Remember, no tank. True. No more tanks. But that bunker has been standing strong the entire game. Stalkers have arrived. Catching at a depot. Oh, stim is done. But alas, Adepts, they can still hold their own. Take down another depot. Depot does fall. Oh, shades into the mineral line. There's not many SCVs to snipe here, but does get a handful of them. I don't think this is quite worth it. There are 3 SCVs for, what was that, 6 Adepts. Oof. A bit of a worse trade for NightPhoenix. Still going for extra warp ins. But now we have another tank. The tank has arrived. NightPhoenix now finally going to be expanding. This is a late expansion. Spirit breaks out with the drop. 3rd base now on the way. Now, can NightPhoenix saturate this 3rd? Can he defend against the drop? There's a scan, looking for the expansion. Spirit boosting in. Spirit does stim into the natural. There are 2 stalkers to defend. And probes are going to be targeted. This is going to be brutal damage. Big 7, 8 probe kills already. And warp ins are denied. 9 probes. Stalkers as well. And I think he's all in. At this point, I think he's all in. He's going to lose everything. Every probe is going down to 1 drop. And GG gets called. Spirit, he will break out. He will break through and take game number 1. Whew. GG. NightPhoenix does tap out. A very intense back and forth there between NightPhoenix and Spirit. Very scrappy game. NightPhoenix was doing incredible damage initially, but he did waste a lot of adepts when it came to shading into the natural that 3rd time, when he got only, what, like 4 or 5 SCVs for 6 adepts. On top of that, did eventually choose to expand, but it was a late expansion. Missed the drop moving out. It was just a shaky game overall, but very intense and very close nonetheless. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into game number 2. We're getting into Spirit versus NightPhoenix on Oceanborn. Of course, it's in my mind just because we haven't featured any other maps yet in the broadcast, but OSC is a little bit different, it's a little bit special. OSC tournaments, they do feature your standard map pool, but they also feature an extended map pool. They have your standard ladder maps, but they also have voting. I did vote myself as well, voting for the players and for the casters for which maps to bring in to add to the map pool. So specifically in this map pool for this tournament, we do have the standard ladder maps, but we also include Oceanborn, Sandworm, and Spirit Crusher. Sandworm was another TLMC 20 map. Oceanborn, of course, was around a couple of years ago in the standard ladder map pool. Spirit Crusher, I'm less familiar with. I believe I did vote on Sandworm. I think I did place my vote on that. I don't remember if I voted on Oceanborn though. That I can't quite recall. I think I went for some crazy picks. But here we go, spawning in the bottom right corner of Oceanborn. We're back after so long of being apart. We have the Polish Terran player, the Blue Terran, leading the series 1-0, representing ROC Esports. It is a Spirit. Double gas. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Astronaut Esports. It is NightPhoenix. Go. Whew. As we have a much more aggressive opener here by Spirit, opening up double gas into a faster factory, into a faster starport as well. Should be a CC before starport, but faster tech nonetheless. Here we go. There's that factory, as we did mention. From here, we'll keep an eye on the add-ons. This can lead into Reactor Reaper Hellion. This can lead into early Cyclone with an early tech lab. This can lead into early tank production with an early tech lab as well. Spirit can turn this into a 2-base all-in, or just try to gain map control early on. This can also lead into tech lab, starport, add-on swap into Cloak Banshee. There are options. There's plenty of options. Meanwhile, back at home, NightPhoenix just going for a standard opener himself, claiming his natural. But we'll keep a closer eye on NightPhoenix. Going into Glaive Adepts again is just very unorthodox, and we do have a Robo opener out of NightPhoenix. Okay, very safe build here from our Protoss. Now, what I mean by safe, a Robo opener means that you have access to early Observers, early Prism, but more importantly, early Immortal production as well. So this is considered a very safe way to play this matchup. The downside is that you have no Blink Stalkers to harass, or no Phoenixes or Oracles to harass either. So your harassment options are limited for NightPhoenix unless we open Warp Pacific. As the initial Reaper Hellion going to be forcing him back. Behind this, Widowmine, no tech lab yet, no add-on for the time being. Just going for an earlier drop. Well, this can also lead into its early Colossus in the mid game. So this could be Robo into Immortal, into a Bay, into early Colossus. So we'll see how NightPhoenix will approach this as he does open up. Oh, did have a Prison for a moment, does cancel. Safety Immortal first. So again, just really safe play. If he was up against like a 2-base all-in, this would be a hard counter. Like NightPhoenix would shut it down, or should shut it down. So there we go. We have the Immortal first, throwing down 2 more gateways, getting into the War Prison follow-up. Behind the Spirits, going for the initial drop. Into Tech Lab, into add-on swap, into Raven, not Banshee. Hellions A threaten a dive. Wouldn't mind dropping to the natural. NightPhoenix doesn't react in time. Threatening a drop. Does threaten. NightPhoenix does move out. And moves out with everything, actually. Leaves very little back at home. How many gateways do we have? Not too many, I believe 3. Yeah, just a 3-gate setup, and NightPhoenix is expanding. But also being very assertive with this army. Now, as NightPhoenix moves in, that is going to be go time for Spirit in this drop. Spirit does break forward. Boys are being pulled to repair. Widowmine drop comes in. Or at least attempts to. Nice force fields. Bunker goes down instantly. And there's not much room to defend. The tank does siege on the high ground. The boys are being pulled. SB's going to be falling. Widowmine drop here into the main. And probes are going down, getting 5 probe kills so far. Ooh, alas. NightPhoenix cannot break the natural. Not fully. Tank does defend. But NightPhoenix does take control of the natural base. Not bad. Forces back Spirit. Behind this, mining has been disrupted. 33 probes left. NightPhoenix down in workers, but NightPhoenix does have a third. Third's on the way. NightPhoenix, he wants those tanks. Oh! Won't quite get them. NightPhoenix pulling away. Does pull out. Yeah, Spirit, he is holding on, but he is down in economy. Spirit, he might have a higher SCV count, but he's not mining. He's not mining from his natural. He has to get it back up and running. Back at home, we spoke about the power of the robot opener leading into early Colossus, and there it is. The bay is done, and Colossus production has begun. So NightPhoenix up in bases, up in tech, but still needs time to make use of all of that. Let's say thread in the shade. Oh, Marines coming in from behind. Oh, Viking goes down. And NightPhoenix will escape. But Epstein coming to the shade. He wants a tank. And he's going to get one. Oh, one more volley. Barely does. Brings down the first tank. And Spirit, he just breaks out. He commits. Behind this, no third. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say no third CC, but third CC just now begins. Spirit moving out across the map. Now he does have stim with the army, only stim. He wants that third. First Colossus is out there with the help of the first Colossus. Yeah, NightPhoenix he holds. He holds on. Spirit, he scans. He sees a Colossus. He wants none of it. Gets the hell out of here. Does pull away. Does pull away, does pull out. Drop into the main. It's going to be slipping in. Nothing for him to defend. Is a reactive warp in. Does warp in time. Despite that, still gets a handful of probe kills. 3, 4, almost up to 5, 6 probe kills. Oh my god. 6, 7 probes go down. 8 probes even. Goes to 9, 10. Not bad. 10 workers go down. Better trade here for Spirit. But here comes NightPhoenix. He's got 2 Colossus. He's ready. He's got his army. Spirit now expanding. He exposes himself. He's unsieged. Out in the open. Colossus collapsing in. Tanks, they're just now sieging. They got one volley up. Oh, going for the first Colossus, but the Marines, they just evaporate. Yeah, the Marines, they melt. NightPhoenix, he does dive in, takes down the Colossus one after the other. Sorry, takes down the tanks one after the other, and NightPhoenix, he will break through. He will break the third. And there's nothing left. There's nothing here against Spirit. Caught with its pants down, caught unsieged. caught unprepared. You're the slow lots, let's go. And that's gonna be a kill. That's a kill, not a cancel, not a kill, not a save on the CC. And GG gets called. NightPhoenix will tie things up. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. We are going to the ace match again. A very intense, very back and forth game here once again. Even game one, I can see a world where NightPhoenix could have won game one. Like, it was a very chaotic game state. Here coming into game two, we saw NightPhoenix once again able to punish Spirit, able to get quite a bit of damage done early on with his Stalker aggression, with his early push towards the natural base, crippling the economy time and time again. And we'll see what his approach is going to be coming into game number 3 as we load into Incorporeal. Let's go. Let us go. We're getting into the ace match, and we'll see how this story ends. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Incorporeal, we have the Polish Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing ROC Esports. It is a Spirit. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the red Protoss player from the land of Ukraine, representing Astronaut Esports. It is NightPhoenix. Good. Again, NightPhoenix, when it comes to his playstyle, he reminds me a lot of Jumi, which is like a little bit unorthodox. Going for like a robot opener, for example, last game, or even like the Glaive Death build is a big example of that as well. Like very unorthodox, very cheeky, a little bit cheesy. Does remind me a lot of Jumi. It's quite similar in his style. We haven't seen a standard back and forth yet between these two players. And here we go. NightPhoenix does move in with the probe scout. Behind this Spirit, he does not open up double gas. He opens up with a single gas geyser, racks expand, this time an economic start out of Spirit. Last game, the double gas opener led into a Widowmine drop followed by Raven harass. This time, faster command center, better economy. NightPhoenix is going to be forced back. And so far, a little bit too early to really get a glimpse of what kind of styles our players want to go on. Not yet. We do see Spirit opening up Marine first, followed by Reaper. Behind this, also welcome one and also Incorporeal. Incorporeal is one of the larger maps in the map pool. Is a very large map. A lot of bases, longer rushes and spy ground, more defendable areas as well here. Now, the rushes by ground is also a little bit direct, but not as short as Pylon, for example. Nowhere near as short. Spirit, he does sit by. Meanwhile, Twilight Council open out NightPhoenix, not a robo, not this time. Going Twilight Council. I assume Blink, but I mean, last time we saw Twilight Council was Glaive Eps. Speaking of, hello. We're not going to proxy a Dark Shrine, are we? Reaper gets shut down. Probe is in position. I mean, if this was a Dark Shrine, it's late, is the problem. As typically, you want to rush into it as quickly as possible, and typically you would get the Dark Shrine lined up with the Twilight Council. What I mean by that, to begin the Dark Shrine once the Twilight Council finishes. Show us what you got. Pylon is complete. Robo is on the way. Show us that proxy. Yep, there it is, Dark Shrine. So again, this is a bit of a delayed Dark Shrine. This is delayed by maybe 20 seconds or so. Could have been a little bit earlier, but we'll see if we can get done with it. Now, when it comes to DT play in this matchup, it can end the game. Straight up, it can end the game. A lot of it is relying on the mules, on muling here. as there's no Raven, not yet. There is no Raven. Scans are going to be required. And we'll see how much energy there is for something like a scan. That's also why time is of the essence, and you want to try to strike as quickly as possible with this. Given more time, there's a higher chance it's going to be a third TC or something like a Raven. Speaking of, Tech Lab on the starport. There it is. It is going to be the Raven. Raven follow up here by Spirit. And it is going to be in time. Wouldn't mind towards the natural, wouldn't mind towards the main. NightPhoenix does somewhat pull away. Oh no! Getting 4 probes. 4 workers going down. Back at home, Raven is about to pop. Now, Spirit doesn't need to hold on to energy, doesn't need to hold on to scans. There we go, the Raven has arrived. The Raven is out. And the DT just zoned away, just already. Dark Templar is zoned, DT into the main. Only 1 Raven though. 1 tank is gonna fall, not bad. Takes down a tank. Gets a couple of SCVs at the same time and drop back into the main. Oof. Getting 1 probe. One worker so far. Oh. Autotar does zone away the Prism. Oh, and the Prism goes down. Massive loss there. Prism, 2 DTs as well. Yeah, that was not worth of a Spirit. He does night mining. He does kill 1 tank, but that was still not worth all of that. The Prism and the Dark Templar. And not when you're this dedicated. Charge now on the way. NightPhoenix needs more damage. Meanwhile, Spirit confident enough to salvage. Does salvage the bunker. Third Nexus on the third CC on the way. Likewise, third Nexus as well. Both players expanding. Are expanding. So far, Spirit is in a better position. Bearing in mind that ideally the Protoss player wants to be up in expansion compared to the Terran to make up for the mules, but here we're even on bases. Like the third base is on the way for NightPhoenix. It's lined up with the third base of Spirit. Likewise, Spirit, he has a better economy currently, and will continue to have a better economy. NightPhoenix is in trouble. And we'll have to do something to try to catch him off guard when it comes to whether it comes to like out positioning his opponent, potentially even still going for DT harass into the bases, run bys, drop play, catching Spirit on siege. There are moments or opportunities that can be presented, but the pressure is on NightPhoenix. Because if we're passive, then Spirit's just gonna get further ahead. And you can already see like the supply disparity between the players. I'll be honest, I didn't know those rocks were there. I'll be honest, I had no idea. I've never seen them knocked down. Okay. Well, let's go. We have rocks here as well. Have my attention. NightPhoenix moving out. We have seen these rocks come into play, for sure. These are a lot more commonly used. Here we go. Spirit does catch the Observer. Prism into the main. As you mentioned, there are moments here where NightPhoenix can try to catch Spirit out of position. Does it instead made Mace. The Prism is spotted though. The Prism is found. Gonna take a couple of hits, so does get into the main, does warp in. Spirit didn't react. Didn't quite react. Likewise, NightPhoenix forces his way up the ramp. Oof. Into tank fire. Tanks are in position. Zelsay busts into the main. SCVs are going down. That's a lot of SCV kills. 11, 12, 14 SCV kills. Zelsay 2 overwhelmed. Nice catch here from NightPhoenix. Oh my god, takes out the entire mineral line. At the same time, Spirit, he gets across the map, going into the mineral line as well. Oh my god, we're both going to be losing workers. Yeah, probes are going down, but NightPhoenix is all in. Can he get on top of the tanks? He can. Tanks are going down. He gets one, he gets 2 tanks. Takes down 2. Zelsay coming from behind. No more tanks left. The Medivacs overextend. And NightPhoenix, he's done it. He has broken the third. Gets into the mineral line once again. He will lose his own third base. Defensive DTs. He defends. He defends back and he breaks the third. Takes down 40 SCVs. Spirit, he was in a better position, but he was pulled apart. Again, that warping into the main, that was the MVP here. The game-winning move. This drop is still popping off though. Jesus, oh my god. Never mind. 33 probe kills. We're getting scrappy. We're getting scrappy, pack. This one drop of Marines. 33 probes. NightPhoenix moving in. Still very tense, very close. This can still go either way. 2 Marines left at 34 kills. They just keep going, and NightPhoenix, he races back home. Uh-oh. He does race back home, and again, NightPhoenix, he would be miles ahead if he had dealt with this drop, if there were some more warp-ins, if he had been able to preserve his army, preserve his workers, more importantly. The one hero Marine. Gabe, what are you doing here? Oh my god. And the drops are continuing. Drops do continue. Double drop on the right. This time NightPhoenix is at home to defend. And we're in an awkward game state. Now, at least NightPhoenix killed the CC. Remember, he killed the command center. But there's already a 4th CC here in the main. Oh, wait, my apologies. Sorry, I thought he had killed it. It did float. Never mind. Did float over. This is the same 3rd. Did survive. So my apologies. I swear I saw it die. But I guess just caught fire. So the game is, in a way, stabilizing. I do lean towards... Oh, 5 more CVs. I do lean towards NightPhoenix just because of the 3rd Nexus, so we can have a boosted economy for a little bit longer. But I'm now concerned about the move out. I'm concerned that he's going to like fully saturate on 3 bases, then move out, and then bam! Spirit hits with a double drop, and then just kills another mineral line. It's happened once before. Storm is on the way. Third base getting up and running. Likewise, Spirit's building up into Ghosts. As he's getting into Ghost production, we have Storm on the way here from NightPhoenix. So both armies are building up. And here we go. Here's the initial move out. NightPhoenix does push, and this is what I was concerned by. So NightPhoenix, he moves out with everything, and you can see that Spirit, he's ready for the backstab. He's ready for the backstab. We saw how much 2 Medivacs dealt, and now he's coming in with a double Medivac. Gets spotted by the Zelnaga. EMP's coming in. Oh, don't quite connect. Base is under fire. NightPhoenix is all in. 1 EMP goes up. Just 1 EMP so far. Nice catch on 2, 3, 4. Oh my, the ghost get caught. Yeah, massive catch. The base goes down. NightPhoenix again, he has to commit. How many ghosts are left? Only 1. 1 ghost left, and the EMPs were not good enough. Again, he caught 4 ghosts at the ram. NightPhoenix, he can end the game. Only 1 EMP. Drop is moving in. Back and forth. He has to move into the minefield, though. Reminds they pop up. They... Ooh. Soften up the Archons. Now we have 2 Ghosts. Second Ghost has arrived. Show us the Storms. Oh, EMP on the High Templar. Storm is less than ideal. Nice splits. The Storms are not connecting. We get an OK Storm. Prism goes down. And one more Storm once again just zones. The connections are not there. We did need better Storms. Yeah, and with that, the boys are being pulled. Spirit, he should be able to hold on here. Takes down the Archon, takes down the Immortal. Again, the Storms were lackluster, even though there was only 1 EMP. But here come the DTs. At the same time, we spoke about the double drop. Yeah, double drop takes down both Mineral Lions. And the Natural as well. Yeah, we were scared about the double drop, and it's winning Spirit this game. Straight up. GG gets caught. Spirit, he will hold, he will survive just barely and take down NightPhoenix 2-1. Knocking him down to the lower bracket. GG. GG, well played. Spirit, he will claim the series, and he will take down NightPhoenix. But again, that was a very close, very intense game, very intense series. I could have gone either way. See the chat. The ghosts have this arm encounter. Not at all. As you just winding it back, if you recall, all the ghosts were basically killed at the start of the fight. There was only 1 EMP, so that's on NightPhoenix. Like, there's definitely a world where if he had a little bit better army control, we spoke about it, because he had like 4 or 5 storms with his army, but none of them really connected. Like, we saw, I think 2 or 3 of them did miss the army. Like, some of them grazed the army, but the storms were lackluster towards the end. They weren't really connecting. I think maybe NightPhoenix just a little bit frazzled, especially with the drops popping off across the map and doing so much damage, killing both bases, killing all the Mineral Lions. NightPhoenix was all in, and unfortunately did kind of fumble when it came to that army, and GG well played. Whew. Very intense game, very intense series there. In the end, Spirit does take it, but a shout to NightPhoenix, again, playing it out quite well here, and again, a very aggressive style by NightPhoenix as well, considering just how unorthodox the games were. A lot of fun. No standard play out of NightPhoenix, just hyper aggressive, just very committed as well. And it was very close despite the rough opener. Remember, the DTs didn't really do much. The DT opener killed 1 tank and denied some mining time. It was a really shaky start there for NightPhoenix, but the start of the fight went as best as it could have. Remember, like, catching all those ghosts was incredible. That was like the best that he could have hoped for when it came to his eventual breakout. And move that across the map. GG well played. With that, we're now getting into our next match. We're getting into our next series. Going to be a PvP between Mana and Sebestus. Let's go.